I use something called Sticky Smooth.
Sticky Smooth.
Yeah, where I use my pointer finger and thumb, and for true statements, my fingers will get sticky, and for a false statement, it will get smooth. Emotion code essentially is a modality of energy healing. There are many different modalities out there, and emotion code is one of them. The idea is to use muscle testing, which is applied kinesiology, and it's a form of communication with the subconscious. Our bodies are almost always willing to get rid of the excess emotional baggage that it's been holding on to with very little prompt of having to open up about all the details.
That I just learned recently. So grounding. A lot of viewers don't know what grounding is. What is grounding?
I don't know.
All right, so we are here today with Sarah Naparstek, owner of Energy Releases.
That's right.
Welcome. So Sarah, how long have you been doing energy release?
I've been practicing for about 3 years now. Just started to put myself out there on social media in the last couple of months, so pretty new.
Okay.
Social media world, should I say that?
Yeah, you're fresh on the scene. It's good to see. People like that. People like fresh ideas, fresh new things.
Yeah, I took a break after I had my second baby and getting back into it.
All right, I like to hear it. So I guess let's dive into what is emotion code and what do you do with energy releasing?
Okay, yeah. Emotion code essentially is a modality of energy healing. There are many different modalities out there, and emotion code is one of them. The idea is to use muscle testing, which is applied kinesiology, and it's a form of communication with the subconscious. So when I connect to somebody, I'm connecting to their subconscious, and essentially a person, their body holds the answers to everything and anything that has ever happened to them. Whatever they're holding on to, any excess baggage, emotional weight that is just sitting in their body knows what it is, where it is, when it happened, how it happened. So to be able to communicate with the person's body and find all the answers, we can release anything that doesn't belong there, that's just holding the person down.
So you're saying that people that have experienced maybe like trauma as kids are still holding on to it as adults?
Absolutely.
And that's affecting maybe some bodily issues or just general well-being?
Yeah, absolutely. It can manifest in all different ways: physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. Anything that we've gone through, whether it's a trauma that is super intense to a very overwhelming moment in time, like anything that our body can't fully process in the moment will remain trapped in our bodies until we let it go.
That's pretty cool. I mean, scary to think about, especially for like people that go through trauma as young kids. Scary to think of what that might affect for them later on in life. But how did you get into something like this? How did you discover this?
So I discovered emotion code about 8 years ago. I started as a client, working through different experiences that I've had and some trauma, a lot of insecurities that were just like holding me back in life. And someone had told me about emotion code. It was extremely new to me. I've always been like holistic minded and pretty natural, but I had never done anything within energy healing. It was my very first experience. The first session that I ever did was extremely confusing. I had no idea what was going on. It was so different and foreign and new, but by the time the second session came, I had already seen a shift in my energy. I had already experienced okay, this is real.
So you noticed a huge difference.
I noticed the difference. I noticed things that I was struggling with on a constant just got a little bit easier. Not being in my head so much and just being able to go through life a little bit more casually.
Almost like a weight taken off of your shoulders.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, and after that, I was sold.
You dove right in.
Yeah.
You're like, energy releases is the way.
Yeah, totally. I'm such a fan. I think it's changed my life in every way. I attest emotion code to me being married right now. There was so much blocking me from going into getting into a relationship altogether, and it's changed my life for the best. And as a mother and as a wife now, it's like the most incredible tool to have in my back pocket. I'm just constantly working on my family and helping release anything that doesn't belong there.
As somebody who's married with kids, I definitely understand it. Definitely understand it. It's not easy. There's a lot of stress and baggage that's involved, and a relationship is a lot of work, and a lot of communication. And it's good to have somebody who can talk through it and figure out whatever's trapped and needing to be unburdened.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unburdened by what has been. So I guess let's talk about, for somebody who's never had the experience or understanding of having something trapped, or not recognizing that they even have that, how does somebody go about even realizing that might be an underlying issue? It's not something that for me, there's no way I would know of something that happened to me when I was a kid,
Yeah.
A lot of people also, from what I understand, is like they bury these things deep inside their subconscious.
For sure. I don't know if somebody really, like, on their own, unless they're doing some deep therapy where they're like uncovering some things that happened to them when they were, in childhood. How would somebody know that, the reason why I have anxiety is because of X, Y, and Z that happened when I was 3 years old? I don't know if someone can really figure that out, but the cool thing is that even if consciously the person doesn't know the answer, subconsciously the person does know the answer. So our bodies our subconscious is like a photograph. What is it? Photographic or photogenic? Photographic.
Photographic memory?
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Our bodies are like a photographic memory. So it holds the answers to everything. All that is necessary, whether or not it's done through energy healing or, some inner child work or hypnosis therapy, it's just about tapping into the inner knowledge within our bodies and trying to get those answers.
Which cannot be easy. And it takes time, and a lot of people are not willing to actually sit through and go through what might have happened in the past.
Yeah. The difference between emotion code and regular, talk therapy, I would say, is that emotion code is not therapy. It's absolutely not in contradiction to therapy. It's an incredible tool in addition to therapy, I would say. The cool thing about emotion code is that you don't really have to talk out the trauma for your body. For let's say, if I'm working on you, I don't necessarily need to hear the details of everything that has happened for me to be able to release it from your body. Our bodies are almost always willing to get rid of the excess emotional baggage that it's been holding on to with very little prompt of having to open up about all the details, which is a pretty phenomenal thing. I have a lot of clients that really appreciate this aspect of emotion code where it keeps their privacy. If they have a hard time talking about, anything that they've gone through, issues that they have, physical insecurities, they don't really have to get into it, which is a unique factor.
That's really nice for a lot of people. A lot of people don't go to therapy specifically because they don't want to talk about all the hardships or any of the trauma that they've experienced.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, from what it sounds like, obviously I don't know much about this overall, but it sounds a lot like almost chakra releases. Is there any similarities between chakra or meditation in general?
Yeah, I think it all overlaps. Again, it's a modality of energy healing. So energy healing, there are so many different like facets of how to get to the end goal, which is like balancing the body all together, healing from the inside out. So chakras are definitely part of the different charts that I use. Meditation is huge in terms of, I don't necessarily like do meditation exercises with my clients, but we'll talk about, the idea of grounding and how to like stop the pattern of trapping something within them.
So, I mean, you brought up something that I just learned recently. So grounding. A lot of viewers don't know what grounding is. What is grounding?
I don't know. I mean, I know like what I know of it, but I don't know like what is grounding.
All right, so grounding is, there's a theory that the earth has a magnetic force, and that we are actually all part of, according to God and according to most religions, when God built the world and God built humanity, he instilled a piece of him into all of us. And that so that we actually, as people and animals and nature, we all have a connection to one another, and the fact that we all are built from the same molecules, same cells. So grounding is when the body and the ground are touched without any separation, so no socks, no shoes, and you can actually recharge your energy from the actual earth.
Yes.
So that is the theory on grounding, for all those that don't know.
Yes. So I work a lot with something that comes up a lot with people. Like one of the things that is stopping them from being the best version of themselves, things that kind of get trapped, is magnetic field deficiency. That's exactly what you're describing.
Magnetic field deficiency.
The magnetic field is the ground, right? Everything like nature, the ground, it's all this, it's a magnetic field. We are magnetic beings, and when we connect to that, when we're literally take our bare feet and step outside, we're recharging our magnetic beings.
Well, that actually sounds like I should not be wearing my Apple Watch and have my phone on me at all times.
Yeah.
Sounds like it might be interfering with my magnetic fields.
I know, no, and there's literally like some like toxins that I'll pick up on are like electrical, different versions of like electrical toxins.
The electrical impulses.
Yeah.
So when you say pick up on, elaborate. What does that mean?
Yeah. So like I mentioned earlier, there's something called muscle testing. There's many different ways on how to muscle test. The idea is that our muscles will respond a certain way when the answer is a yes or a positive answer, and it will respond a different way when it's a no or negative answer. So if I say, my name is Sarah, my muscles will respond in a very specific way because that is a true statement. If I say, my name is Jack, it will respond in a different way.
So it's almost like a lie detector test?
100%. The easiest, the most textbook example that people give of muscle testing is called the sway test, where someone stands up straight and they will like ground themselves, right? Try to get out of your head, because you can kind of like force it one way or another if you're thinking about it too much, but you stand there and you say a true statement. My name is Eitan. Your body will always sway forward just lightly, just enough. It will always go towards the positivity and away from the negativity. So a true statement, your body will sway forward, and a negative statement, your body will sway backward.
That's crazy. I mean, now I'm gonna try and notice this, but I'm sure it's like ever so slightly, so it's even hard to probably notice.
Yeah, it's just like a skill at the end of the day. Like the more you do it, the more you hone it, the more like the easier it is to just not be in your head about it, and you can just like, you can trust your muscles. So I mean, the sway test is just one example of muscle testing. I use something called Sticky Smooth.
Sticky Smooth.
Yeah, where I use my pointer finger and thumb, and for true statements, my fingers will get sticky, and for a false statement, it will get smooth.
That's super interesting.
Yeah. So.
And you've noticed this firsthand.
Absolutely, I use it all the time.
That's wild.
This is like how I muscle test. So.
It's like sweaty palms, Like when people lie, they get sweaty palms. It's cool.
That essentially, that's how I communicate with the body, and I find out when I say I tap into something or I find what is trapped. All I'm doing is asking your body, where is it? What is trapped? Is it trapped? If you're coming to me and you're saying like, I really struggle with back issues, we would start muscle testing and trying to figure out what is the source of your back issues.
That's so crazy. And then so let's say I have back issues.
Yeah.
Right? What are like some of the, I guess, questions, or like when you're doing the testing, what do you ask for? How do you get answers out of me to figure out what you need? Yeah,
so I use a chart. Emotion code, there's a emotion code chart and there's a body code chart. Goes through the whole body, different, the different areas of the body, what it's connected to, energy flows, all the different kinds of emotions that there are. So I'm following a chart, but after, a while of doing it, the intuition kind of, like the intuitive asking almost, it kind of just, it's something that comes about.
Comes natural secondhand?
Yeah.
Or sixth sense kind of thing?
Almost. I used to think that if you wanted to be an energy healer, you had to have like a sixth sense, but I don't naturally have that. For me, it was a skill that I learned, but there is something to being in tune with energy. After a while of doing this, I have noticed that I'm more easily able to trust my gut on certain things. Like I'll have a session and I'll be like dealing with, let's say, a gut issue. Let's talk about gut for a second, right? Like I'm dealing with a client and he's telling me that he has all these gut issues, and I'll be like muscle testing. What is trapped? What is blocking his body from releasing whatever is there? And out of nowhere, I'll just like randomly think mother. Like it'll just come to me and I'll just trust it at this point. I'll just say, do you have a close relationship with your mom? And it'll start a conversation. And from what happens there, like most of the time, I'm not even surprised at this point. Like what ends up happening, they're like, yeah, oh my God,
They
blah,
just
blah,
go
blah, blah, blah.
into
Like
it.
they're like, there really is a connection. And then I can muscle test like how far back it goes. Like I'm not coming up with these answers. Everyone thinks like, how did you know that? I'm like, I didn't. Your body knows that. Your body knows that something happened 5 years ago. All I did was ask the body, when did this happen? This happened more than a year ago. Yes. Did it happen more than 3 years ago? Yes. Did it happen 5 years ago? Like, this is what I'm getting.
Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, it's funny because I ask the same questions in business.
What?
Like if a business isn't doing well, like what changed? What's different? What did you guys stop doing?
Yeah.
What effects did that have? But it's kind of cool to think about it in respect to the body, and asking all those questions and getting a reaction almost naturally from the person. That's really cool. So, I mean, obviously, I'm sure that you get a lot of skepticism about this, because I think people are becoming more and more open to the whole idea of meditation and chakra and yoga and now energy releasing. So, I mean, do you get any like people that are like super questioning about it, for doing it for a living? I'm sure you get questions all the time.
Yeah. I think that most of the questions that I get are like, like discovery calls. Like they want to understand the process better. It's just so foreign for someone that that didn't grow up or has never had any kind of exposure to alternative healing. It's so foreign. It's a whole different world. The more that you hear about it, though, I think it's so, it just makes so much sense. I think what's trippy, what really trips people out is the whole like tapping into your subconscious. That's a little bit more, abstract. But the idea that your body, keeps score, that's pretty straightforward. Your body, it remembers everything and knows everything. It will, like what is PTSD? It remembers that there was a traumatic experience with a car, right? And so it will go into fight or flight mode anytime it goes near a car. Like your body remembers everything that is happening.
That it does.
Yeah.
That it does. I mean, your body's been through everything with you.
Yeah.
It's experienced everything with you, and sometimes it's experienced most of it. But that's good to hear, though, that I would think that people obviously have skepticism at first, but I think more and more of the world is becoming more open to this, and it makes sense. I mean, scientifically, even though science will probably never back anything like this, but
it does. There's a lot of science that backs this up. Yeah, 100%.
Well, we got to start bringing that out later.
I know. We do.
So, I guess, do you know who started this whole movement of energy releasing?
Yes, Bradley Nelson is the founder of Emotion Code.
Bradley Nelson. Look him up.
Yeah. he's awesome. He's amazing.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
So, I'm guessing you read some of his works.
Absolutely. I got certified in his, with his work. This is his thing. Yeah.
I like it. So you're a certified coach.
I'm a certified coach.
I like it.
Practitioner, coach. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what's the word for this.
Definitely not a doctor.
Definitely not a doctor.
Yeah.
So I guess what is your next steps for, making yourself more out there for people to find you and for people to come to you for help?
Yeah, trying to grow my page, put myself out there more, make connections. It's a lot of word of mouth with this kind of thing, and with therapy also. It's all about trust and word of mouth.
I agree. No, I mean, I think you're on the right path. I think, really getting out there, getting your name out there, getting content out there, obviously, like we're doing today, and education for the people. Just talking to them, telling them the truth, telling them experiences that you've had. I'm sure as you get more and more clients, maybe some of them will be even open to joining you on a talk, and sharing their experiences with it would be super cool. Maybe I'll even go through it one time.
Let's do it.
If I have time when I'm here. But yeah, I think it would be good for people. I think a lot of people can benefit from it. I think a lot of people are really trapped in their own traumas, especially in this crazy world that we live in.
Yeah, no shortage of it.
There is no shortage of it. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
But all right, what's your Instagram handle?
At Energy Releases.
At Energy Releases. That's pretty easy.
Yeah.
I'm actually shocked that you got that.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
I had to add that releases instead of release, but I was good with it.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
Screw the other guy.
Yeah.
All right. So, and then if they wanted to book a call with you, or there's a link and calendar in your...
Yeah, absolutely. All my information is in my bio, and they can find everything there.
Awesome. Well, you have any parting words for the audience?
My parting words is ground yourself, be in tune with what you're feeling, and feel it. Don't shove it under the rug. That's when it gets trapped. Just go with it.
Don't bury it deep down is what she's saying.
Don't be scared of the emotions. Don't be scared of the feelings.
Embrace it. Use it to power you.
That's right.
Well, Sarah, thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure, and look forward to doing this again.
Yeah.